October 2019, double-handed luffin, open skiff luffin at Mission Bay Yacht Club. We got one boat in this. Most of our other kids are at the high school regatta in Monterey this weekend. We got boat 9, Tommy and Preston. Wow. She was really nice to him right there. But he did a good job of parking it. He shouldn't have trimmed his main. He should have just, maybe. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Now the problem is that the pin end was favored before and maybe no longer. Wow, these guys just nailed it because the pin end 3 minutes ago was favored by a mile. He should not be sitting right there. He should be sitting very low out of the slot with a low center of gravity. So we only sit on the tank when it's just a zero. That's just ridiculous right there. No. The skipper never hikes like that on a sailboat when the crew's sitting all the way on the leeward tank. Now they are winning, but that was not the way we want to sail. We want crew, low center of gravity, down in the boat. Skipper, in these conditions, it's okay for the skipper to move more than the crew. This boat's got either vang on or is a little over trim, stalled on the top telltale, way too many overbend wrinkles. Tommy is outlifted on this side. He's just pointing a little too high. Well, no. Okay, 7087 just got a header. Tommy's able to stay higher than everybody else. So that was the strength of this. He's got to worry about this cruising boat right here. Oh, good. Cruising boat bailed. Right now, Tommy should press down towards me a little and ramp up his speed just a little. Preston should be getting the spinnaker halyard out of the guy hook now, looking upwind. It looks like I would be saying good wind. Oh, we're going to the white buoy. Yep, sorry. Forgot we were going to the far buoy. That makes total sense. Okay, this was a good move. The girl on the right, we'll see how she does. But Tommy gained on the left, so he's just going back. He just needs to calm down the rudder movement here. He's sailing it like an FJ right now. The rudder is just stopping his boat. So in this location, you're going to have wind coming out of here and probably lighter wind off to this side, but it looks like there's some nice puffs coming down through that beach area. But it's not a middle of the course race. You need to sail the lifts and try to get to an edge here. And she got to the right edge and she got the last shift, that's all. When she's lifted like that, you got a foot more. If the boat on starboard is lifted, you can't pinch on port. You have to be anticipating that. Ooh, boy. Current is going out. You should luff the jib, oh boy. Okay, I think that's ugly. That was really good, guys. You were a little too low right as you set, but it didn't matter. You should go higher, Tom. There's the open Bic start. There's Mac racing the first time in his life in sail number 8, and he's there. That was a good start. There's Max Olson, 9117, trucking right there. Just a great start. And here's Maddie Anderson, 9095. So those are our 3 kids, 8, 9095, 9117. Looks really good. Now these are, we talked about on these boats, as soon as you have wind, you have to be on the rail. So it's a flat boat. It's a boat that you sail really flat. Some of these kids are sailing these boats very well. Once you get a little wind, you can trim the main and the mast bends, and that dumb batten right at the mast doesn't look so bad. But gosh, when it's a drifter, these sails are the worst. So I think you've just been fighting for too low a road. I think You needed to head up, Tommy, just a couple times just to get a little more pressure. You need your vang looser right now. You need to sit forward about a foot too. Tommy's dragging his stern. You know, you just hit a wind shift, and I think that's just going to give you first place, dude. Now, theoretically, you just got moved upwind, and boat 17087 just got moved downwind, right? The wind shifted from my right, it shifted over our head. But the thing is, it was such a big shift that you're laying the mark, so you're actually gained on him. Had that shift happened a while ago, he could have jibed. Oh, good job, you guys. That's what hitting a shift, that was an auto jibe right there. So if you don't, you know what an auto tack is. Most of you should know what an auto tack is, but it's when the wind shifts and the boat just gets on the other tack. But no, downwind, you just had an auto jibe where you were just going straight and the wind shifted to leeward and you just caught it on the other side and got moving. It just so happened you laid the mark. So great downwind leg. I thought you sailed way too low, not way too low, a little too low for some of that run. I think a couple of times building the pressure in the kite and you'd be even better. Let's watch your takedown. I think you dropped a little too early. I think you should have human pulled it a little longer, but you were being cautious. Good heel. Slow jib. The main in pretty fast, the jib in very slow. Okay, so downwind, skipper's got to sit forward more. Spinnaker trim seemed pretty good. Pole height, I couldn't tell. I think the pole was an inch or two too high. Now Tommy shouldn't be looking at that guy anymore. He should be looking behind him and making sure these guys aren't getting a huge lift or something. There's Maddie in fifth. Right now the goal, after the windward mark, off the wind, who can trim the loosest and not luff? And then I've found on these boats that I pump the main once in a while, just a little in from there, just a little bit. Hold it for a second and then let it out slow again. But these boats take a little bit of finesse. But who can get their sail the loosest? Maddie should be easing here. See that boat? Two boats in front of her. See how loose they are? And they're trucking. So she's trying to, yeah, there she goes. She needs to sit forward. She's sitting too far back. This is the main sheet should be between your legs. There's Max right there. In about 6, 7, 8. Very good. Here comes Mac. Mike gonna be hopefully gonna get around the buoy here. Yeah, dude, you did it. Nice. Now you're trying to ease. Let's see what he does. Okay, so on this leg we should be easing. Sail's about halfway out, so we should be raising the centerboard about 6 or 8 inches. But he's over trimmed. He has the sail way too tight. Let's see if he figures it out. Race 1 in the 420s. And you guys are creaming everybody. Our goals are going to be to tone down the rudder movements. A little bit of extra aggressiveness works in flat water, small fleets, but we have to be a little more cautious because when we sail in big fleets and chop, if we're steering that rudder around too hard, it's gonna park us. There we go, 7087's doing okay there. Right now, windward telltale should not be moving. And it's not, it's perfect. Right now, you should be trying to go a touch lower. You're actually flying there quite well. The wind lifted us here. I look at her and she, whoa, she just took a wind shift as I looked at her, but top 3 boats in race 1 on Sunday, and you're looking, all their booms are exactly the same place. So that's what you're looking at here, Maddie, is where are their booms? Oh, you're defending against Paige. Yes, Paige is gonna try to do whatever she can to get inside of you. And that's okay, you have such a big gap here, you should just be totally defending like you're doing. Your sail's probably a little tight. I think you need to sit forward a little, get the sail looser. You're doing a great job of defending though. Okay, then you look at the boats, you're in 5th, you're looking at the boats as they come around. Boats just tacked onto starboard. So that might mean that the wind is shifted to the right looking upwind. But he does not look that great in 8941. See how he tacks? Wow, it looks like she got inside of her. So Maddie's gonna round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You should have just defended harder. He should have just gone way, way hard left about 30 seconds ago and just got her outside of you, slowed down, let her get outside of you, and just kept her there. But that's okay. A 6th is just like a 5th. Here we go. Looking good. They have their sails further out and they're not moving faster. I think your sails should go, no, your sails, telltales are flying. Yeah, I think they need to pull their sails a touch bit tighter. You're going faster than them right now. Good job, buddy. You need to sit forward though. These boats are weird. This is how the boat should look. Now they're off the wind a tiny, tiny bit, so they're really loaded up. But yeah, this is what the boat should look like. Pretty much sitting in. This guy has light wind, pretty much sitting right at the main sheet. Maddie's out on the other side of 6278. I think if I was starting a race right now, I would be starting at the committee boat end. See how the angle is? It's a huge right-hand favor. So I would be finishing at this end. So Paige just might be able to get Maddie here. By finishing, Maddie's heeling too much. Flatter. Yep, Paige has got her. Watch this. Watch, Paige is gonna tack again, and still get her. Yep, watch. Still gonna get her. 9525, 9095. Finished at the wrong end, no problem. Tommy should go ahead and get his pole off and human pole it here for a little while. You're so far ahead. Take the pole off now. Human pole it. Keep flying, keep flying, keep flying. Ooh, your mainsail's luffing. It's going too close to the wind. You can see, you can't tell on the video, but we have a pretty good puff right now. You see that FJ's moving pretty good? There he goes. He's right of way. Hey, there you go, brother. Just finished your first race. That was fine. The sail has no shape to it, so that's what's so difficult is if you get wind, the boat actually goes okay. But you're gonna notice that the top kids in this fleet are on the rail a lot of the time. It's technique, sail trim, concentration on the telltales, getting the boat moving. Then they get on the rail. I kind of fell asleep here, less than 30 seconds to go. And you guys are nowhere near the line, but you just might luck out here. Yeah, so that was something, you guys were doing something. Pinnen's favored by just a country mile too. That was a good job surviving. And there's plenty of wind on the right, so you just this is great. I can see your go, 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 go. Attaboy. That was a good tap. Our goal for this race is to tone down our rudder movements a little. Downwind and upwind, sit further forward. When you're on a 420 downwind, you've got good job responding to the cruiser. You're just gonna get out of bad air here. That's all you could do. Let the girls cross, nice. So again, sitting forward, downwind, the boom is right against your head almost. You're sitting really far forward. Okay, come back, Job.